Hey guys, it's Alina here, and today I have another first impressions video for you. Today's video is on the Art Love Color Masterclass Palette from Smashbox. So before we get started, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you love first impressions videos and you want me to do more of them, because I'd be happy to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So Smashbox recently released the Art Love Color Masterclass Palette. So it's similar to their previous Masterclass palettes, but I guess instead of calling it Masterclass 4, they decided to give it a different spin. So everything about this palette and this collection that they've released is inspired by an artist named Iago Hortal. I don't know how to say that. Iago Hortal. So the palette includes a combination of 40 eyeshadows and cheek colors. So similar to the previous Masterclass palettes, it's also $65 just like the previous ones have been. The overall value is $300. So it's very comparable to the previous ones. It is available on Sephora's website and it's exclusive to Sephora as well as being limited edition. So the box looks like this. It's very bright, very colorful. It's a little odd for a holiday release, but we're going with it. So basically Smashbox partnered with the painter Iago Hortal, sorry if I totally butchered that name, to come up with the colors and the design of this palette. So when you open up the box, the palette itself definitely follows suit and follows the theme of the box. And it's very much like the previous Masterclass palettes where it's kind of like a little book, which I love because you can put it on a bookshelf like held by bookends. And then it has this little elastic to kind of hold everything together. So the palette includes 6 blushes, 2 highlighters, 32 eyeshadows, and 8 kind of get the look cards. So when you open up the little booklet, it actually has plastic, like a hard plastic, to cover the eyeshadow so that you don't get cross-contamination. So it's nice, instead of like a little plastic sheet that you could easily lose, it actually unhooks and snaps in so that it doesn't easily, you see, it doesn't easily come out. On top of the plastic, it does have the names of all the eyeshadows and cheek products. Here are all the colors. What's nice is that there's a good range of color. They're arranged in a way that it's still very usable, especially for people that aren't very comfortable with makeup. So on this side you have a lot of your cool tone colors, and then over here you have a lot of your warm tone colors. There are matte and shimmer shades here, so there's a good variety of that. And then the cheek colors is a good variety of those. You know, you have kind of a darker mauve down here, you have brighter pinks over here. So there's a good range. There's enough neutral shades that you can make several looks from it. So I'm very, very excited about this palette. What I do like is that because he's a painter, I think that's why they went with circles rather than squares for their pan shape, because it just reminds you of, like, you know, a paint palette, in my opinion. So I thought that was kind of cute. So yeah, I like how everything is kind of arranged. On the end of the little book, there's the different looks that you can do, which, you know, I never use. So I know you guys are just dying to see the colors, so let's get to swatching. Alright, so I am all swatched up, so let me get closer and show you all these colors. So we're going to first start with the left side of the palette. I've grouped them all into the different columns that they are. And the thicker swatches were done with my finger, and that's to designate the cheek colors. So the first column is right here. This color here is Posy Pink, and it is a shimmery watermelon blush. The second color is called Naked, and it is a matte beige. The third color is called Charmed, and it is a shimmery champagne color. The fourth color is called Candy, and it is a matte pink. And the fifth color is called Framboise, and it is a shimmery magenta. Once again, this is the first column. Here we have the second column. This color here is called Java, and it's a matte espresso color. The second color is called Oxidize, and it is a shimmery copper color. The third color is called Nutmeg, and it is a shimmery bronze. The fifth color is called Alabaster, and it is a matte beige, like a white beige. And the fifth color is called Sunset, and it's one of the cheek colors. And to me, it's kind of a shimmery, like neutrally blush, almost like a bronzer. So once again, this is the second column. So here we have the third column. This cheek color here is called Persimmon, and it is a coral shimmery blush. The second color here is Custard, and it is a matte, basically a custard color. The third color is Torch, and it is a shimmery orange. The fourth color is called Goldenrod, and it's a shimmery yellowish gold. And the fifth color is called Gold, and it's a shimmery gold. So once again, here's the third column. So here we have the last column on the left side. This first color here is called Gypsy, and it is a dark shimmery green. The second color is called Spruce, and it's a shimmery, kind of has like a golden undertone, but it's a green. The third color is called Zoom, and it's a shimmery light green. The fourth color is called Sea, and it's a shimmery mint, super pretty. And the fifth color is called Glow, and it is one of the luminizers. So once again, this is the fourth column, the last column on the left side. I will show you all the shades again. Really nice variety here. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the right side of the palette, the more cooler toned side. And the same organization applies. I did it by columns, and the thicker swatches are what designates the cheek colors. So here are all the colors on the right side. So here is the first row. This color here is called Bitten, and it is a mauve-y shimmery blush, super pretty. The second color is called Sky, and it is a matte light blue. The third color is called Nile, and it is a shimmery bluish green. The fourth color is called Azure. It's a matte dark bluish green. And the fifth color is called Pacific, and it is a shimmery dark teal. So once again, this is the first column on the right side. So here we have the second column. This first color here is called Harbor. It's like a matte, kind of like dark gray. The second color is called Steel, and it's a shimmery silvery gray. The third color is called Cement, and it is a matte gray. The fourth color is called Cosmic, and it is a shimmery white. And the fifth color, which is the cheek color, it's called Prism, and it's a shimmery light pink blush. So once again, this is the second column. So here we have the third column. This first color here is called Plum, and it's a really pretty dark pinkish plummy blush. The second color here, you can barely see it, but it's called Breeze, and it is a matte lavender. The third color is called Celestial, and it is a shimmery lavender. The fourth color is called Eggplant, and it's a shimmery, basically eggplant color. And the fifth color is called Orchid, and it is a matte dark purple. So once again, this is the third column. So lastly, here we have the fourth column of the right side. This first color here is called Ebony, and it is a matte black. The second color is called Smoke, and it is a matte dark gray. The third color is called Silver Moon, and it is a shimmery silver color. The fourth color is called Snow, and it is a matte white, like an off-white. And then the last color is called Shimmer, and it's another one of the highlights. This one's more of a pinkish highlight compared to the other that was more of a yellow tone. So once again, here are all the shades. There's a lot of good variety here and a good blend between the mattes and the shimmers. All these colors were swatched with one swipe of color, and there's no primer on my arm. All right, so my final thoughts on this palette is it's a great deal. I know when the Smashbox Shape Matters palette came out, a lot of people had concerns that there was some overlap with the Masterclass 3 palette. So I went ahead and looked at the Shape Matters palette and the Masterclass 3 palette to see what the overlap was. So between the Art Love Color Master palette and the Masterclass 3 palette, there are only 5 overlaps. So 5 out of the 40, which is amazing. And they're all eyeshadow shades. And they're shades that, I mean, how many different ways can you do a beige? So the 5 shades that overlap are Naked, Sky, Steel, Smoke, and Snow. Those are all kind of like neutral shades. And it's one of those things that neutral shades tend to overlap with palettes. Like I said, how many different ways can you name a white matte eyeshadow? And then as far as the Shape Matters palette, the only repeat is Glow, which is that yellowish champagne-y highlight. So I'm very pleased with that. Overall, I think the pigmentation of the eyeshadows and the cheek colors was amazing. I think the range of the cheek colors, the blushes, were just ridiculous. Like so good. Bitten and Plum are going to be amazing blushes for, you know, the fall winter season. I love how the palette arranges more the warm tone versus the cool tone. It really helps you kind of keep those separate, and you know, for a beginner it's amazing. And I also love how they kept like the blues with the blues, the greens with the greens. It just makes it a more easy to use palette, even for me. I mean, I've been working with makeup for a long time, but when you're half asleep, sometimes paint by numbers is amazing. I love the color selection in this palette. I think the color selection in this palette is better than the Masterclass 3 palette. I think the Masterclass 3 palette has a lot of duds in it compared to this one. So if you don't have the Masterclass 3 but you've considered it, then definitely get this palette. If you have the Masterclass 3, I still think you should get this palette because there's not a lot of overlap. And you know, you're getting $300 of makeup for $65. And compared to the other holiday sets that are out there, they're all around that $50, $60 range. This is 40 pans, and 8 of those are, you know, the cheek size, so slightly larger. So you're getting so much variety, so many pans for $65, and they're actually really, really high quality. So I highly recommend this palette. Like I mentioned before, this palette is exclusive to Sephora, so you can only purchase it at Sephora. I'll leave a link down below, but you can also pick it up in stores as well. It is limited edition, so eventually it will sell out, but I've seen the Masterclass 3 pop up on the website even as recent as a few weeks ago, so it'll take a little while for it to sell out. But if you're definitely interested in it, I would pick it up at least before Thanksgiving. So I want to know your thoughts on this palette. Is it on your wish list? Did you pick it up yet? Please leave me a comment below because I am super curious to see what you guys think. And I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other videos. Hope you guys have a good one. See ya!